I can't look back, it's too late now. My days are hours and I don't know how, but I believe the great is still yet to come. I won't stop fighting, man, until I'm done.
Good morning and welcome to the 103rd Breakfast Ball. I'm your host, Bob Cardea. To my right, to your left, Dave Cudrak.
Cudrak, yes.
Because I was calling you Cudrak for a while, so
That's
then I got
okay.
the coup right, and then I messed up the rap.
That's all right. I'm used to it.
I know. But people call me Cardea all the time, which is actually technically the Italian pronunciation, but it's Cardea.
Right.
Yeah. So it all works. By the way, before I go any further, Valari's Lakeside Restaurant. Always very gracious to have us here. We appreciate being here, and we're going to get to that later because you and I are going to be here in July.
That's right. Yep. Exciting stuff.
Very exciting stuff.
Yeah, man.
And as I always say, right, if you get anything out of this podcast, right, when you're rich and famous, we get 10%. just
It's only 10%.
It's only 10%.
I mean, right?
And I used to specify golf, but now it's just like in general. If
That's
you win the
right.
lottery or something, we're not proud people here. Okay? Anyway, so let me tell you a little about Dave, and then I'll let Dave hop in a little bit here. So, musician, singer, songwriter, podcast host, which is the music scene.
Yes, the music scene with Dave Cudrak. Because
Yes.
there's lots of music scene podcasts.
Yes.
So if you put with Dave Cudrak, you'll find it. Or you could just Google me, Dave Cudrak.
And that's basically what I did when I got into it, as I looked for it that way. It's like me, I told you, we're the Breakfast Ball.
Yes.
And we initially caught quite a bit of traction. And then I think I told you Fox Sports did
right,
a Breakfast Ball,
Yep.
and then they blocked the sun. Like they get so we're pushing. We're getting closer to 1,000 subscribers, which is what we want. Well, you're probably pushing 2,000 now, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have 1,650 or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's not just the podcast. That's all my other content as well. Like it's Dave Cudrak. It's my Dave Cudrak YouTube page.
Yeah, I have South Jersey Golf Schools also. So I
Nice.
I feel you. I feel you. And what I was looking at your stuff last night. Upcoming events. What do you got going?
Sure. So I mean, the soonest one coming is tomorrow, Saturday tomorrow, Saturday the 28th. I'm playing Tanner Brewing Company in Haddon Heights, 6 to 8. And then I've got, I got my schedule here. That's why my phone's on the table.
Yeah.
So I host an open mic every other Sunday. This month, there's actually 3 of them.
Really?
Yeah, March 1st. Why do I say March? Yeah, I did say March.
It's March.
Edit this stuff out. Anyway, March 1st, March 15th, and March 29th. They're all Sundays, every other Sunday at Little East Tavern.
Yes, which I've been.
Yes, that's how we met.
That's how we. Yeah, I wanted to go this Sunday, but fortunately, I'm the godfather to Owen Foster
Nice,
on this Sunday, so I get to renounce Satan on Sunday.
It's always a good
and
day.
then rub out any other golf school that might be in the region.
Nice. Oh yeah, I'm playing Geets Diner this month in Williamstown,
Geets,
and then
yeah,
I've got a couple gigs at Southern Cross Kitchen in Conshohocken. They've always been very good to me. I got 2 gigs there this month, and I'm booked out, with them for the rest of the year.
I was looking at your schedule, man. It's great. I know. Because we've had the conversation before, and actually we were having a conversation prior to the show. We both didn't start this till I know you've been playing guitar seriously for a long time.
Yeah.
But you didn't start singing till about 5 years ago?
Yeah, I was 49 when I did my first
yeah.
my first open mic and sang. I'm 53 now.
Yeah.
I was. Let's see, how did it kind of start? I played guitar since I was 14, but I was always just copying the Metallica riffs and AC/DC riffs and all that stuff. Never really learned full songs. I just wanted to impress my friends with the latest and greatest riff.
And the ladies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then, life kind of happened, and 2 marriages later, and then I've got 2 kids and all that stuff. The second marriage ended, and I had my kids half the time, so I had a little extra time on my hands, and I was like, well, what am I going to do? I'm not just going to sit here and drink myself into oblivion. I might as well do something productive.
Although most of my songs are about that.
A lot of ours
Yeah.
are, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was like, let me go to an open mic, and I was like, well, you know, when I go to an open mic, what am I going to do? Am I going to just stand there and play Metallica riffs? Like nobody wants to hear that. So I made an honest effort to learn. I think I learned 2 songs where I was singing and playing. One was a random song, Alex Clare's "Too Close." It's somewhat of a modern song, even though it's 10 years, 15 years old. And then "Let Her Cry" from Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yeah.
Super easy, 4 chords. Okay. Every word comes like on the downbeat, whatever, you know. So super
Wagon
easy.
wheelish.
Yes, yes, super easy to sing and play at the same time. So I went to my first open mic, and it was over at Fergie's on Sampson Street in Philly, and played those 2 songs, and it was great. I had fun. Scared me to death, but enjoyed it immensely, and just kept doing it ever since.
That I feel you, because the topic today is dream big, and I was talking to him, going out of sequence off my notes, but like it's Muhammad Ali had a quote, and I've shared it with friends recently. If your dreams don't scare you, then you're not dreaming big enough.
Yep, that's great. I love that.
So I want to ask you a question. This is completely off script. Because this is kind of
how we roll.
Exactly. Yeah, that's my staff. Trust me. I had a staff meeting before this. My staff, like, you know, I don't know if I have ADHD or what, but like I just go off topic. But we're talking about taking your chances, and I you know, anytime someone says to me, you know, why do you do what you do? Why do you put yourself out there? I'm like, because if it scares me, I like it. And you're never going to grow unless you push your limits. So the question I ask a lot of people that are scared of moving forward, I'm like, how well do you remember your great-grandparents?
My great-grandparents? I never knew my great-grandfather, but I do remember my great-grandmother. Her name was Margaret. My mom's side is from German descent, so we just called her Oma.
Yeah.
She lived to be 83 or something like that, and she just kept. She was cooking and cleaning the house all the way up until like the day she died. She never stopped moving.
So that's awesome. Because when I ask most people the question, they're like, I don't remember them at all. Like my grandfather died before I was born. Like so I said, okay, if you look at it this way. 30 years from now, probably no one's going to remember anything that you and I did today.
Probably not.
No.
Yep.
So while you have this limited window in your life to do something, do it, right? I mean, I mentioned it to you, and I'm going to thank you. I don't want to get to the end of this ride and say, boy, I wish I did something.
Same. Yep.
Yeah, because people they make all these false, boundaries. You watch whether, it's, like Bob Dylan, Johnny Cash. I mean, their voices aren't classic. Even Springsteen, like that. They're not classic voices, but yet they're great storytellers, right? And like, I just want to do what I feel is in here and then go to the end of it. So interesting, right? So question for you, okay? When I give you that Muhammad Ali quote, if you don't, because you mentioned something, right? Dream big, right? Okay.
Yep.
What does that mean to you?
So, it's ironic. Is ironic the right word? Coincidental that
clandestine. Maybe?
Yeah. There you go. That today's topic is dream big because, and we didn't plan this out.
Nope.
I am in the process of recording an album, or what is probably going to be an album, with the great Stephen Butler. He is he's a member of the band Smash Palace. They just had a new album come out, and they were big in the 80s, kind of like a pop punk band, and toured all over the world and stuff. Anyway, Steve's helping me create my vision, if you will.
Yeah.
If anybody knows anything about me, they've all of my songs are basically just solo acoustic stuff. Yeah. But this time we're going with a full band and all that stuff. So with that idea, it came to me one day, why not, if it's going to be an album, why not call it Dream Big, right?
Yeah.
And it's crazy that today's topic is Dream Big, and I even have a song that's going to be on the album called, it's either going to be called Dream Big or Dreamin' Big, but anyway, that's hopefully 8 songs.
So I get 10% then.
Yes, exactly. It's probably going to be about 8 songs. I have a current song out, released, called Firm Grip. It's an acoustic version. There's going to be a full band version of it on this album, which I'm really looking forward to. it's kind of and I might ramble a little bit, but it's kind of it's a lesson that I want to teach my kids, right?
Yeah.
I have two daughters, ages 10 and 12.
Yep.
And they know that I started my music journey late in life. And I've told them all about how, man, I wish I started earlier, all that stuff. Imagine where I would be. I might not be anywhere else, but imagine, right? Yeah. And the reason why I want to make an album is because I kind of want to leave something behind for my kids.
Brother,
you know what I mean? It's my legacy
about
project.
That. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they're like in, they're 10 and 12 now. If they're like in their 30s or 40s and feeling nostalgic and they want to listen to Dad sing, why not put his album on the record player? You know what I mean?
I want to. If I only do one album, so be it. I only do one album.
Yep,
But like
exactly.
I want, and even the kids, I'm sure, like to watch these podcasts. Like there's a zillion golf podcasts. So we do basically sports motivation and golf, because the parallels between like golf and music and just being the best you can be, they're all really I always say, like I told you earlier, I wrestled, I played golf, and I played football growing up. They were the three major sports I play. And I say to people all the time, what's the most similar of those three? Or what are the two most similar? And people say, well, football and wrestling. And I'm like, no, it's golf and wrestling.
Oh, really?
And why is that? Well, if you play basketball, there's 4 other guys on a court.
Sure.
You play baseball, there's 8 other guys out there.
Gotcha.
Football, 10 other guys out there.
Yep.
Golf and wrestling, you're on an island by yourself.
That's very true.
Right, yeah.
Yep.
As it was your open mic night, the first time I did it, like when you mess up a chord, like everybody's gonna know it because you're the only guy up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's about taking chances. So I first of all, I don't want to go any farther without thanking you because I'll tell you, I was sitting at Valari's at the bar, I guess last Friday, and the name of my band is Birmingham Bob and the Bull Roast. Matt Johnson, the Matt Johnson, he named the band. Shout out to Matt and Chip, by the way. So Nick asked me, Nick Abate, the owner, one of the owners, Joe, of Valari's, what are you doing this weekend? I said, well, I'm going to Maryland to record a couple new songs. And basically he said to me, enough. Because I've been hearing about this band now for a year or two. He's like, you're going to have a night at Valari's. So I'm like, dude, I am pumped. Like, scared shitless. Excuse my language, folks, but I'm scared. And so I go down to Maryland to tell my boys, like, we got a gig. And then Matt says, well, he's moving to South Carolina.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, okay. And then Chip's like, well, I may or may not be able to make it. So I just told both of them, like, I'm doing this.
Right.
I'm doing it. I didn't know how. I didn't know. Because I probably have an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes tops if I do my normal, Woody Pleasant banter. So I called Dave on my way home, and I'm like, brother, if you don't mind helping me out, and you were so gracious with it that it was fantastic. Yeah, so
thanks for asking.
Yeah, well, hey, you know what? Like you said, this culture that I'm just starting to get into, a lot of good people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's been cool. I wish I could come out to more open mic nights. I'm hoping to make the 15th, and because I do need the polish and I need to practice.
Sure, yeah. I mean, you got a gig coming up now.
I do.
We gotta get in front of people.
Now I got 2.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. So shout out to Greg Heitner. His son Jack Height is, I think, in the process of being signed by one of the major record labels.
Nice.
Yeah. Super family. So I guess he was speaking to Chip, my bass player, about our projects and what we're doing, and he does the Towsontown Festival down in Maryland.
Oh, okay.
And that's thousands of people, right?
Sure. It's a college town too, right?
Yes, that's actually where I went.
Yep.
So big festival, and last year Matt and I from Birmingham Bob and the Bull Roast, we did a couple songs in between the sets, and Greg said that his son Jack liked what we did.
Nice.
He said, would I be interested in coming down, because he has 3 sets, to fill in the 15-20 minute gaps in between each one.
Very cool.
So again, knowing me, because I'm crazy, I said, sure, I'll do it. Yeah, okay. So I'm now doing on May 3rd, Sunday, 2 15-minute sets, which I can
That's awesome.
I can easily that I can do. Although I never fear I can mess anything up, but that's But yeah, so Dave and I on July 19th.
19th, yeah.
And I think it's from 2 to 5 or 3 to 6, something like that. We'll be at the Tiki Bar here at Valari's.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, gonna be a good time. Yeah. I'm asking, like you said, your kids. I'm asking them. I got 4 kids. I'm asking them to show up.
Nice.
Family, friends, any. My goal is to put as many people in there as we can.
Absolutely. Yep.
So if I fall flat on my face, at least I do it in front of my friends.
That's right. Come see it.
Exactly. Come watch the train wreck.
It's either going to be awesome or to be a train wreck.
Yes.
But either way, you got to be here to see it.
Well, right. I said it. That one song I did on your show. The last, I do a little exit talking, I guess, for lack, and I say alcohol because no great story ever started with "I'll have a salad."
Love that line, by the way.
Thank you. All right, so I'm looking for your advice.
Yes.
You've now done hundreds of shows.
Yeah, I average maybe 120 a year or something like that.
Yeah, so that's amazing. So I know in golf, and I tell my students this, you used to give us horrible advice when we were kids. You know, Dave, block it out, just go up there and focus. And as I told you before the show, okay, Dave, there's an alligator behind you, block it out. No, it doesn't work.
Right.
So years ago, Tom Kite, who won the U.S. Open, had this big pre-shot routine he used to do. It was a 4-step process. He started 6 to 8 feet behind the hole, identified 2 targets, and then lined his club face up with the target, and then got parallel. And he was so consumed. In 1992, by the way, when he won the Open, it was one of the worst weather days ever at the U.S.
really?
Open.
Okay.
It was like 30-mile-an-hour winds, raining, sleeting, cold as heck. And after the tournament was over, we're like, Mr. Kite, how did you do that? And he said, what do you mean? Like, Vesuvius could have been going off behind him, and he was so focused on step 1, step 2, step 3. So now, is there anything that you do that helps you? Because I need all the help I can get.
I mean, when we originally talked right before we started rolling, I was just kind of like, well, you just got to keep doing it, right? Repetition. And yes, that's true. That's very, very true. However, I did kind of realize that I guess I do have some sort of a pre-shot routine as well. Before I go to any gig, I always take a look. If it's a new venue, I always take a look at like Google and try to just get a feel for what the place is like. Take a look at the pictures on Google, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Day
of show, pulled into the parking lot. Grab all my gear, walk inside, ask whoever like where I set up. Go to that spot, make sure there's an outlet, make sure there's power.
I'm going to let you finish this.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Nick, by the way. I forgot my block to plug into the wall today, so Nick gave me an extra block. But yes,
Nice.
please.
Yeah. So then I just I kind of set up, and that has kind of become my pre-shot routine, right? I kind of set up everything the same way, grab, the microphone set up, and it's all kind of in the same order, right?
Yeah.
And then once I'm, then I do my little sound check, make sure the guitar's in tune, all that, make sure everything's working. Then when I'm ready to go, I'll go over to, because usually there's house music playing. I'll go over to the bartender, whoever, and say, hey, I'm going to get started. Can we turn down the house music? And they're like, yeah, sure. And then I always start every show the same way. If you've seen me one time or 100 times, you've seen me start the show the same way. I have the same 3 songs I always start every gig with, right?
Which are?
And Drift Away from Dobie Gray.
Love that song.
It's a nice song for me, at least, to warm up vocally, right? It's not too hard to sing. I don't have to push. The second song is No Rain from Blind Melon.
Mm-hmm.
That song allows me to get a little bit louder with my vocals, so I can kind of start to warm up more. Right. And then What's Up from Four Non Blondes.
Yeah, sure.
It's a very sing-along song if there's people in the crowd.
100% on that.
I usually get people bobbing their heads or maybe even sing along a little bit by the time I get to the third song, and that makes me comfortable.
Range. That woman can hit.
I lower the key a lot. I've learned one if there's any musicians watching this one valuable key that I learned is if you can't get as high as the original recording of a song you want to cover, learn how to lower the key, right? Because I think the original key is in like D or something like that, and I lower it like 4 steps or something like that, so it's comfortable for me to sing, Yeah. But then and then before I even start playing, I start the same way, and it's just, hey everybody, my name's Dave Cudrak. I'll be here until whatever time. We're doing acoustic covers of popular songs. You should know most of them, if not all of them. If you know the words, feel free to sing along. I say the same thing every gig.
Yes.
And that kind of gets me in the mode of, here we go.
Which I love, because my next question for you that is on our is, what makes a successful gig? Because doing a lot of public speaking, teaching and whatnot, like I know from doing things a million times that what works and what doesn't work. So from what I'm gathering, and it should be obvious, but obvious to some people isn't to others. Because I have probably close to a half dozen songs I could do that are mine. As much as I love what I do, I don't think people are coming to a tiki bar festival to hear me sing, 2 hours of my own music. Because as my friend MC Smedley always says to me, he's like, man, if you listen to Bob's playlist, you'll probably end up hanging yourself. So
It must be good then.
Yeah, it's depressing as all hell. So there is actually a woman online, I can't even remember her name, but she actually sells like a cheat sheet, like a Cliff Notes of the top like 20 songs to do if you have your own gig.
Oh, nice.
That get people to sing along.
Yeah.
Hey, good for her. She's making money off of that, right?
Yep.
Make money off something like me. I haven't bought it though. But
I'll tell you what they are.
Yes, thank you. And hopefully teach me how to play some of them.
I'll charge you half of what
Exactly. Yes, so it'll come back to me in the 10%. I get it. So what to you, like, because you do 120 gigs a year, what makes a successful show?
For me personally, like if I'm done a show and I'm driving home and I'm like, yeah, that was great, a lot of it is audience engagement. Yeah. Well, for me, it's more engagement, right? Yeah. Like there's audience participation where they're like singing along, and that's great. Yeah. But even if they're not singing along, I just want them to be somewhat engaged. Yes. I will constantly look out into the audience while I'm playing, even especially in the beginning, and then see if I see a foot tapping or a head bobbing or someone just kind of glancing over and maybe even mouthing the words, not singing along, but some kind of engagement. Yeah. And obviously, the more engagement, the better the show. And then that helps me gauge what songs I'm going to play. I mean, for doing it for so long, I've got a pretty large catalog, so I can play country songs, I can play classic rock songs, I can play grunge, I can play some of the newer stuff and 80s stuff. So I'm always trying to find, what songs are going to hit with this particular crowd. Right. So it's got to be the audience is engaged. And then what I've been doing somewhat recently is kind of forcing audience engagement. And I think it's a little bit of a risk because I think I've had a couple of venues think that I'm a little bit too much for them. Okay. I will talk to the audience more than I used to. Okay. And I love it. I think it's great.
That's why I did it your thing. I like to talk.
And I think people are coming around. There's a thing I do in all of my shows now, and I've been doing it for maybe the last 6 months. I do a version of "In the Air Tonight" from Phil Collins. And everybody knows there's that drum fill, right? Exactly. So before I start singing the song, I say, all right, guys, now we're getting into the audience participation part. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to sing, but I do need you to play drums for me. And then I say, find a hard surface. When we get to the part, just bang on it. Don't worry, you'll know what to do.
That's awesome.
And it seems to be growing a little bit in popular. I haven't been doing it very long, but like every show, the audience gets a little louder, and I love it. It's great.
I love that. That's because I look at remember John Prine?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Like he does. Like I just when I do some of my stuff, I did it at your thing. Like so, a John Prine line that I absolutely love is like I don't do many covers because I have enough trouble playing my own music.
That's very true.
Yeah. So people usually snicker, and then like when I do that Travis Tritt song, "Here's a Quarter," I always preempt that with it's the sound or the soundtrack or the title track from my first marriage. Like yes, because once you get people laughing,
it loosens up the room. People start having a good time. Yes. And there's that old joke. I've heard it a million times, but I still say it at almost every one of my gigs. Somewhere in between, like in the middle of my gig, I'll say, "All right, ladies and gentlemen, friendly reminder: please take care of your servers and your bartenders. They're doing a great job. They're working hard for you. the more you drink, the better I sound.
Yes.
And I still get 2 or 3 people at least in the crowd just kind of give a chuckle. That joke is 100 years old.
I adapted that to my teaching because like when I've literally taught thousands of lessons. We're the oldest golf school in New Jersey. So
Oh, wow, yeah.
Or my family founded it 46 years ago. That's not including the 20 years my dad taught prior without the South Jersey golf schools.
Yep.
That's the line I always use. Again, the more you practice, right, the smarter I look.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That's very true. Yeah. Oh, and then one other thing I want to bring up, because I thought about it earlier when we were talking about this topic. You mentioned earlier bad advice. Just block it out. Everything will be fine.
Yep.
Block it out. Focus.
Yep.
I've also gotten some bad advice before. Just have a beer. You'll be fine.
Oh, yeah.
It's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, maybe one beer helps take the edge off,
Yep.
or half a beer helps take the edge off. But, if you're going to, and lots of times as a musician, you drink for free at these places.
Yep.
So, you have 2-3 beers, you're forgetting how to play the guitar, forgetting words. Don't do it. Just, I always order one beer because I'm being polite and I'm trying to, kind of promote, hey, whatever. And I milk that beer for the entire 3-hour set.
If you had watched me at your open mic night, I had probably in the 30, 40 minutes before, one beer. That's it.
Yep.
Because I actually find it affects my voice too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't. It is not as good.
Yep.
Not that it's. You ever see what was it called? It was a VH1 special. They used to call it. It was like for singer-songwriters, Unplugged, whatever it was. But they had Johnny Cash and Willie Nelson on the show. And during the show, Willie Nelson broke a string on his guitar, and Johnny Cash handed him his guitar, and Willie Nelson started going up and down the neck and playing on it. And Cash goes, "Wow, that's the first time that guitar's ever been played."
That's great.
I love that. Right. So that's I feel like that a lot of times. I'll do a song like that one night at your place. I mean, they had 2 Bobs, and you accidentally skipped me, and then
that's right. Apologies for that.
No, who cares? That didn't bother me at all. Right. The part that was awful was I eventually went after I don't know, like Pavarotti. This guy was really, he had no right being at your function. He was open mic. This guy was a real,
we do get some bangers sometimes for sure.
After you got done, you even go, "Wow, you're really good." Hey, now Bob, you're up. Sugar. I get it.
But you know what? You did it.
I did.
You survived.
I did survive.
And you're a better man for it, right?
That's 100%. So that's it. And I hopefully got an album coming out later this year. But your album coming out, Dream Big.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly when it's going to come out. I'm working on the first song of probably 8. And albums are expensive, so I'm taking my time, and I'm shooting for maybe a song a month. And so maybe the end of 2026. My plan is to release each song as a single, and then once I've got them all, maybe I'll save the last song for that'll be the one that's not released ahead of the album. But anyway, 8 songs is the goal. Get them all released, and then create the album itself. So if you're a fan of mine, you can just go and play the whole album on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever. Or I'll have vinyls made, and you can buy a vinyl or whatever.
I love that.
Anything like that. It's me and my musician friends, we have a joke that we're musicians, but we're not making money as musicians.
Right.
We're basically glorified T-shirt salesmen. We're selling our shirts, we're selling our merchandise. Trying to make money. So yeah.
I get that completely. What we've been doing, because my boys live down in Maryland, is we get together once every 2-3 months, and we do 2 songs at a time. Yep. So actually, we get together and do a dry run, where we record our next 2 songs. I told you the one, it's pretty much done, but we haven't recorded it yet. It's called AI.
Okay.
I think I told you it's it's not artificial intelligence, it's alcohol intelligence.
Yeah, that's right.
It's basically the more I drink, the smarter I become.
That's exactly right.
And then the next song that Chip Shilling wrote, was called Living Forward in Reverse.
Okay, yeah.
And those are the 2 songs coming out next. So we're halfway through the album. The goal is to have the album done by January 27th.
Nice.
And roll it out at that point. So
nice.
We'll see. But yeah, that's I'm looking forward to hearing your stuff for sure.
You. Yeah, thank you.
So with all that said,
yes.
Okay, we're talking about Dream Big. What currently is your biggest goal moving forward?
It's a good question because I'm kind of all over the place with the fact that I'm primarily a solo acoustic cover musician, trying to fill the entire calendar as much as I can with shows. Yeah. Also have the podcast. I'm hosting my own podcast, and then I'm trying to write original music and the album and all that stuff. I think it's really, I came across a phrase popped into my head, and I have a full-time day job as well. Yeah. And along with kids and all, so I'm busy, right? Anyway, the point of my story is, even though I've got a lot of things going on, I don't want any of it to be mediocre, right? Yeah. So, and a lot of times, you spread yourself thin, like there are priorities, I can't really do this because I got to do that and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. My biggest goal, I think, for 2026, and I might even get it tattooed, I've got a few tattoos already, is just don't be mediocre, right? Yeah. And I know that's not like one of these goals that's measurable and all that stuff. So I want to do everything to the best of my ability. And, excel at my day job, excel as a musician, excel as a parent, excel as a boyfriend, because I've got a girlfriend, shout out Leanne Tersey, right? I want to be able to do, like, all of it. And I feel like...
She's a musician also, by the way.
She is, go follow her on Instagram and Facebook, Leanne Tersey, Tursi. I feel like the last few years... I've struggled a little bit with I focus on music and then maybe my day job suffers a tiny bit or vice versa, right? I get real busy with my day job and then I can't do anything music related. So I feel like the last 6 months or so I've really hit a stride and kind of figured it out.
That's awesome.
And I'm really hoping to just hit everything on all cylinders in 2026.
I love that. Because in golf, I've had, I think, 52 all-conference players. I've made 9 NCAA finals. The player made the finals of the USAM, All-Americans, and I always preach to my guys, I'm glad you like spending time with me, but if you're not wanting to be great, then I'd prefer teaching somebody else. Right. Because what's the point of doing something if you don't want to be great at it? Right. Now, but then I run into, I got 4 kids. I own a business. This music thing is a podcast thing. I'm on this committee, that committee, and then I go with what my young friend Robert told me, who has 1 million subscribers and making. Oh no, this was live TV, folks. That's what you get when you're doing live TV.
That's okay.
It's okay. So, I get. He's like, well, just never miss content. Because it's like people that drop out of college, right? If you drop out of college, the chances of going back are infinitesimally small. Yep. So if you miss a week or two of podcast, I've done numerous podcasts from my lake house where I just throw the microphone on and write out whatever's on my mind for that week. Yep. But I always have the feeling when I do that, it's not the best I can be. So I walk that fine line.
Sure,
but
it's tough.
I love what's the point of doing it if you're not gonna?
Right. Yeah. And so I want to live by the phrase, "Don't be mediocre." Yes. And if something becomes mediocre of all the things I'm doing, I'm just not going to do it anymore. Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's not like I can opt out of being a parent, but you know what I'm saying,
you can,
right?
But your kids will pay you for the rest of your life.
Well, I mean, there's all, and because I make a little bit of money on Facebook, right? Yeah. Because of the content that I post. Yeah. If that starts to get crappy, well, then I just won't do it anymore. I'm not making enough money to have it affect the other stuff I'm doing. You know what I mean? There are things I can do to weed stuff out if things become too much, and I think that's kind of the realization I'm having for 2026.
I love it. I love it. Well, folks, another edition of the Breakfast Ball, and Dave Cudrak. Yes. I got it right that time.
Yes,
okay.
That's right.
If you like what we're doing, folks, please smash that subscribe button. And remember, if you put in the comment section, "I love the Breakfast Ball," you're eligible to win a gift card. Jeremy, Toby, you guys can, the half dozen people that battle it out every week. I'd like to have some more people trying to battle out for that Starbucks gift card. But,
am I eligible? Can I win?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm doing it.
Yeah, like I said, 10%, baby. I don't care how it comes. Oh, God. Well, I am looking forward to it. We're going to get together, I guess, every other weekend and work on
we'll
material.
figure it out. I live and die by my calendar, so I can make just about anything work. It's just got to be in my calendar.
That's exactly right. And that's what I do. I now have my assistant Mary. Shout out to Mary. We're now on Wix, which is
nice. Yep.
So everything, I just got to look at my phone to see what my schedule is. Yeah, so
very cool.
That works. But I take Sundays off, so that works for you too.
Absolutely. Sundays are probably my freest day.
Yeah. You and me both. All right, well, folks, thanks so much for watching the Breakfast Ball this week, Dave.
Thank you so much,
Absolute
Bob. I
pleasure.
appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right,
Thanks for having
keep them straight. Dream big.
That's right.
Yeah. Take care.
Glass of bourbon, my bourbon, my bourbon, Alcohol is no great story ever started with, I'll have a salad.